Fire Eyes Media.
It's bittersweet. We've reached the last episode of Wicked Wednesday of the year, so that means Halloween is literally knocking on our doors. And after everything we've talked about this month, that's just about the only thing I want knocking on my door these days.
Now, isn't that the truth? There have been so many creepy things we've talked about, and if we've touched on something you'd love to hear more about, let us know. You can follow us on Instagram at Weird True Crime, or shoot us an email at weirdtruecrime@gmail.com.
Our final episode this month is going to be less about a traditional urban legend and more about a modern one. Last week, we mentioned creepypastas. Remember those?
Oh boy, do I. So, let's imagine a monster with some of the creepiest features you could come up with. What would it be?
Too tall, no face, arms way too long, and somehow always standing exactly where I wouldn't want him to be?
So basically, Slenderman.
Yep, that's the guy. Our final Wicked Wednesday features none other than the infamous, tall, faceless stalker, Slenderman. It's just past midnight. You're walking home through the woods after a friend's house. The moon is full, lighting your path. The crickets chirp, an owl hoots, and then silence. Your stomach drops. Something's wrong. You glance left. Nothing. Right. Nothing. But then you see him. A figure, taller than any person should be. 8, 9 feet. Some say taller. Standing impossibly still between the trees. His arms look too long, like they could wrap around you twice. His fingers curl like claws. And his face isn't there at all. Just a smooth, pale blankness. Featureless. You freeze. Every instinct screams at you to run. But your legs won't move. Because somehow, deep down, you feel like he's already chosen you. Children tell stories of him whispering promises. Teens whisper about him appearing in photographs, always just out of focus. He doesn't run. He doesn't chase. He simply waits. Once you see him, you can't stop. You dream of him. You feel him in the corner of your eye. He follows, patient, endless. Some say he kidnaps children, luring them into the woods. Others claim he makes them do things, terrible things, in his name. But the truth is always the same. Once you know about Slenderman, he knows about you.
Oh, nope, I hate it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of tall dudes, but giving them no face and a freakishly long arms, I'm good. Hard pass.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, Slenderman is basically exactly what happens when Photoshop and the internet have a baby.
Yeah, of course. And leave it to the internet to invent a monster who doesn't even have to run. He just vibes creepily in the woods until you lose your mind.
You know, now the more that I think about it, like that's my kind of, that's like my kind of monster. If I was ever to be reincarnated as a monster, sign me up for that, please.
Yeah, but I feel like this would also never happen to me because who's going into the woods? I would not be in the woods by myself. It's not. Nope. Scary, not relatable to me personally because I wouldn't be caught dead there.
I mean, maybe it'll transform over time and it'll just be like in the grocery store.
Or at plant stores. If it's at plant stores,
you're fucked. Yeah, you're fucked. But I mean, like, it's really just the laziest cardio of all time, which is so relatable.
He is the Peloton instructor from hell.
Yeah. So here's the wild part. Slenderman isn't some ancient folklore, obviously, as we've said. He was created in 2009 on a forum called Something Awful during a Create a Creepy Photo contest.
So he's basically a meme gone wrong?
Basically. A user named Eric Knudsen, aka Victor Surge, uploaded 2 grainy black and white photos of kids playing. And there in the background was him, slender, faceless, in a black suit, looming. The captions were what really gave people chills. Stuff like, "We didn't want to go. We didn't want to kill them. But its persistent silence and outreached arms horrified us." Ugh.
Slenderman went from Photoshop contest to full-blown monster myth in like a year. Truly a modern urban legend born online. Instant viral hit. The internet grabbed this faceless nightmare and ran with it.
Suddenly, Slenderman was everywhere. Creepypasta sites, YouTube horror series, fan art, short films. The lore just grew and grew. And the lore said he targeted kids. He stalked them until they lost their minds. He whispered into their thoughts. And if he wanted, you'd do whatever it took to please him.
Here's where things take a dark, real-world turn. In Waukesha, Wisconsin, in 2014, 2 12-year-old girls lured their friend into the woods under the pretense of playing hide and seek, and then stabbed her 19 times. One of the stab wounds missed her heart by less than a millimeter.
Yeah, they told police they did it to appease Slenderman. They believed if they didn't, he would hurt them or their families. The victim miraculously survived after crawling out of the woods and being found by a passing cyclist. Talk about a chilling 911 call. You can hear the panic as he tells the dispatchers, "There's a girl laying on the grass. She's bleeding."
That's horrifying. So kids weren't just scared of Slenderman. They actually thought he was real. The 2 friends who did the stabbing were found hours later walking along the interstate, still convinced they were on their way to Slenderman's mansion.
Yep. It turned an internet boogeyman into headline news. There were trials, insanity pleas, and endless debates about whether Slenderman made them do it or if they used him as a justification.
Either way, it shows how powerful legends can be when kids don't know where the story ends and reality begins. We barely scratched the surface of what Peyton Leutner endured in the woods. But if you'd like to hear the full deep dive, let us know.
Folklorists say Slenderman is proof that creepypasta is modern folklore. Back in the day, it was campfire stories and whispered legends, as we've gone over already. Now it's forums, YouTube, and Reddit.
Anyone remember Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
saying. Essentially, Slenderman is the internet's Bloody Mary. Kids dare each other to look for him or to play his games, just like they dared each other to chant Bloody Mary in the mirror.
Except this time, the story escaped the screen and bled into real life. Slenderman endures because he's vague. He doesn't have one origin, one rule, or one ending. He's faceless, literally, so he can be whatever you fear most.
And the fact that he started online makes him feel closer to us. He is not in an old book. He's in your search history.
Yep. Once you know about him, you kind of feel like he knows about you. So maybe Slenderman isn't real. maybe he's just an internet invention.
Or maybe that's what he wants us to think.
Either way, that's Slenderman, a digital age monster who stepped out of Photoshop and into true crime history.
Moral of the story, don't trust memes.
Especially the tall, faceless ones.
I remember when this blew up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, we were already in our 20s at this point, which is weird to say. But yeah, I remember when this blew up, and my kids even know about Slenderman.
Yep.
But to them, like, it's so far in the past, quote unquote, for them that they're like, oh, whatever, it's just this silly meme. Like, my kids don't hold any sort of like, I don't know, real feelings about it.
No, it's kind of, you know, how like the Hook Man for us, that was terrifying. But, you know, our kids, even if we told them that, they'd be like, okay, cool. Why? It's just, it's interesting to see how the urban legends and the cautionary tales and things change and evolve over time to fit how it needs to fit.
And it's also scary because kids our age and a little older are so ingrained in internet culture that they don't know, or some of them don't know what's real and what's not. So it's like they'll watch a YouTube video or something, and I'm like, you realize that whole thing is staged, right? You realize none of what you're seeing right there is real. Like, it's all scripted. It's all part of like a thing that they created to make content for you to watch and be like shocked or amazed by. Like,
it's like the Blair Witch Project, but like on steroids these days.
Yes. Which is scary because I feel like I'm constantly having to make sure my kids are still set in reality.
Yep. Like that's not real.
Yeah. And I feel like this is kind of where that started.
Yeah.
Maybe not started, but this is where it like got real bad.
It really started to make an impact. Like, who else was there? There was Jeff, that was another creepypasta.
Jeff the Killer.
Like Jeff the Killer. I know, you know, there's so many other ones, but I think
in the
that
back rooms and like stuff like that people, I don't know, they get so interested in and almost obsessed with that it like takes on a whole life of its own. Which is exactly what happened with Slenderman.
Exactly. I think that's one of the creepiest things about Slenderman.
Yes. The fact that this picture that was created for a contest, I don't know,
literally grew legs and a life of its own.
And caused these girls to maybe not think that he was real and become so obsessed with it that they tried to kill their friend because of it. Now, I know that case. I wouldn't say that I know it well enough to have like a real opinion on whether or not I think they truly believed that or if they were just really holding on to that story.
Oh, people have their strong opinions one way or the other, but honestly, the only people that know are them.
And I mean, they do have mental health issues. Like, that's known now. So
yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. If you're going to stab your friend 19 times, nobody with, you know, mental stability is going to think that that's a good idea. Just saying.
No. So it would be interesting to look further into that. I know it's been covered a lot, but it would be interesting to kind of look at it maybe from a broader perspective as well, with kind of internet culture and everything else and how that influences kids these days to do things that, just like all the TikTok trends, and then kids go to school and like damage school property and all this other stuff because people online are doing it, you know? So I think it's a much bigger conversation.
Much bigger. Yeah, we're just scratching the surface of everything here.
Yeah, but like either way, Slenderman, even as like a created image, like, is that guy okay?
It's like, honestly, like I told you, he's one of my favorite creepy images. Like it really is truly creepy.
Yeah, and it sticks with you. Like it did its job.
It very much did.
For sure. So I'd be interested to know what the listeners think about Slenderman. Do you have your own weird Slenderman stories? What are your opinions on Slenderman? And kind of like...
Or any of the other urban legends that we've talked about.
Or do you have any other urban legends that we didn't talk about this month that deserve a place, maybe in a future episode or creepy session.
I would happily adopt like one creepy episode a month or every couple of months. I would totally take that on, if that was something people were interested in. Just
What?
saying.
You would? I can't believe that.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. I got you.
Oh man. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our final Wicked Wednesday of the year. We hope you enjoyed the episodes as much as we enjoyed making them and talking about them. And again, like we said, if there was something that you've heard that you want us to elaborate on, please let us know.
And I don't know if you have any ideas for next year's Wicked Wednesday series, please let us know as well. It's never too early to start preparing.
Nope, it's really not.
So what was your favorite urban legend we covered this year?
It's a tie between the Hook and the Humans Can Lick Too. For me.
No, hands down, Humans Can Lick Too for me. That's just so much nope. So much nope.
Yeah, I didn't like having any sort of limb outside of the blankets or off the bed anyway, but now like especially so.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
It's ingrained in there. Yep.
Thank you for that.
Now, join us next week when we get back into the groove with a brand new case and the return of What the Fuck Wednesdays with new dumb criminals and other hilarity.
Until next time, stay safe.
And make good choices.
Bye.
Bye.